never had to be perfect to love yourself. Perfection was never the missing ingredient. It was just you loving yourself in your entirety. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so thankful y'all are here. I pray you can find home here, and if so, welcome. I'm gonna go ahead and warn y'all, don't mind my nails. I tried to do it myself and the paint is just, it's gone, okay? The paint is about gone on both hands and it just looked a mess, but I'm gonna do them tonight before I go to sleep, so just don't mind them, okay? I know I talk about how I grew up a lot on this channel, but I'm literally relearning how to be myself, so I have to reflect on what I'm growing out of in order to give y'all the full perspective. So I grew up feeling very rejected all the time, constantly, feeling very criticized, like there was something inherently wrong with me, like there was just something that I didn't know that everybody else knew that was just wrong with me, and I felt defective and like nobody really wanted to be there for me. So right now in my life, I'm realizing just how much of a bias I've had on myself of how other people perceive me. I think when we grow up being told, or when we grow up feeling a certain type of way, it can be really hard to snap out of that childhood feeling. So if you felt really ignored as a child, if you felt like you could never live up to your parents' expectations, if your parents or your guardian expected you to have the emotional maturity of an adult at the age of 7 or 10 or even 15, like these things stick with us. When we aren't allowed to fully express ourselves, be everything and feel everything that's within us, we end up growing up blocking off or suppressing parts of ourselves that we believe are unworthy. And then we have this perspective of the world that is also very suppressing, because we immediately believe people are thinking about us in the way that we think about ourselves. So I think I used this example in a previous video, but say you put on an outfit and you're just not feeling it right, and you go out in public, you're gonna project the feeling that you feel. I don't like this dress, I look a mess in it, da, da, da. And the whole time other people might be like, that dress looks so good on her, that outfit looks so good on him, oh my gosh, I love that color on you. We're in our heads projecting a feeling because it's not what we would normally wear, or we just don't like it. So it goes the same way with feelings, how we judge ourselves. Do you have compassion for yourself? Are you patient with yourself? Do you even like yourself? If we don't like ourselves, if we think we're ugly, if we think we're too much to deal with, and the whole list of different insecurities human beings can have, you'll automatically put these judgments on yourself before other people can even do it. When you have these judgments on yourself, you kind of default into that mode. You default into believing they think I'm too much, so I'm going to be less. They might think I'm needy, so I'm not going to ask for anything. And when you take an authentic part of yourself and then you label it as something negative, you automatically take away other people's ability to meet you in those areas, to give you the things you need. You don't even give people the chance to meet you where you are. If y'all look at videos from months ago, you can tell the difference in my posture. Well, I'm not really sitting up straight right now, but you can tell the difference in my energy, in my demeanor, in my spirit, because I've really been putting in the work to be comfortable with who I am, not who I should have been, not who I believe I should be for people to be comfortable around me. Now that I see it, I catch myself every time I go into that mind space of, oh no, they're rejecting me. Oh no, what do they think? Oh no, did I say something wrong? When you're used to the feeling of rejection, you will look for rejection everywhere you go. The trauma we go through, we tend to be drawn to. We tend to be more attracted to the energies we've already been presented, because in a way it's comfort, it's familiar. We believe that if we dive into that familiarity, that we can get the answers of why, that we can understand if it was really us or not. So the more trauma we're exposed to, the more we're going to want to continue that same mental thought. The more we're going to want to hang up. That's kind of hard to say. The more we're going to want to. The more we want to keep going down that rabbit hole of, let me just see why. Let me just explore. Let me just stay comfortable here because it's what I know. So I've been very intentional about accepting myself 100%. Every time I say something and I go down that spiral of, oh, that was awkward. Oh God, what was that? I cut that out and I say, baby, that's just you. That's just me. That's just how I operate. That's just how I talk. Every time somebody throws an insult at me, I feel myself starting to go down that rabbit hole of, oh my God, they see a flaw in me. Oh my God, I'm less than. Oh my God, they don't accept me. And I stop it at, you are doing just fine. You are operating exactly how you need to, whether people accept you or not. You are who you are for a reason, and the people that will accept you unconditionally. They won't judge everything you say. They won't judge every freaking behavior. They won't pinpoint every little thing making you feel uncomfortable. I don't have to take any of that personal. They are who they are. I accept who people are, and I keep it at that. But using people to define my worthiness, using people to define if I'm doing a good job in life or not, I'm letting go of all of that. And I'm so freaking proud of myself. Like, being your authentic self, relaxing into who you are, it requires you to love yourself unconditionally. So all those times that you backtrack on things that you said you were going to do, love yourself. She deserves love too. Every time you make a mistake and you feel terrible, you regret it, love on her even more, because that's you too. She deserves your love too. So authenticity is less about becoming this perfect person, and it's more about accepting every little nook and cranny, flaw, mistake, habit, and everything else of yours. And I'm not saying if you have a bad habit, just keep doing it just because. I'm saying that when you notice you have a bad habit, stop immediately belittling yourself, because for every bad habit, there's something that needs your attention. There's an emotion or a trauma that you're ignoring, that you're trying to soothe. And so even in our bad habits, we're still trying to love on ourselves the best that we can. So always show yourself compassion. Always show yourself compassion. Love yourself unconditionally. And when you get into this mind space, you start to attract other people who will love you unconditionally and who are in the space of loving themselves unconditionally, so they don't feel like they have to call you out on every little thing. They don't feel like they have to judge all your mistakes and criticize you and belittle you. In life, we're going to meet people who are on our same frequency, and the people who aren't are going to slowly fall off. We're going to distance ourselves a little more naturally. You won't even have to go off on people or like put your foot down and make it known. No, when your energy is changing, there's a difference in the connection. You don't connect in the same spaces anymore. And the people who aren't meant for you at your level will slowly fall away. And then slowly but surely, you'll welcome people that do love you for the level you're at. But first, you have to love yourself unconditionally. First, you have to welcome yourself home before you can welcome other people to your home. Call yourself back home. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself unconditionally. Give yourself compassion, because you deserve it. There's not one person on this earth who doesn't have things that they want to change, who doesn't notice things that make them cringe themselves or make them feel like, why did I do that? Nobody is the exception to being aware. Nobody can avoid mistakes. Nobody can avoid negative feelings or hardships. So accepting that you are no different means the world. And then you start to realize you never had to be perfect to love yourself. Perfection was never the missing ingredient. It was just you loving yourself in your entirety. You don't have to wait to lose a certain amount of weight to love yourself. You don't have to change your whole personality to finally start loving yourself. You don't have to rid yourself of every negative feeling, of all depression and anxiety, and I just feel top tier. You don't have to rid yourself of every feeling that you have to start loving yourself. You can start loving yourself just because you know that loving yourself is the best option. Loving yourself is what's going to get you everything you ever dreamed and desired. So stop putting stipulations on the love for you. Stop telling yourself, when I get these amount of friends, this amount of followers, once I reach this weight, once I get into this relationship, once I look like this, once I no longer feel anxiety, once I can go on vacation, or once I have this job or this car, then I might consider loving myself. Because a lot of people don't realize when you're loving yourself, you're loving the spirit that's within you that will help you conquer all these external things, that will draw these external things to you that match the frequency of unconditional acceptance within you. But a lot of us are working backwards and we're using these things to validate us. Start loving yourself because you can. Start loving yourself because you deserve it. And even on the days that it doesn't feel good, it's still adding into your love bank. If you made it to the end of this video, I am so thankful, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.